Hello, welcome to the TGB Show again. Today we're going to be looking at a short poem by T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot, he was what you call a verse playwright. So he did plays, but they're basically like giant poems in a sense. And he was one of the leading poets of the modern time. He's someone that lived, actually died in 1965. Was born at the very beginning of the 19th century, or the very end of the 19th century. But he's someone very interesting where he went through this conversion. He was, in his earlier time, really rejecting in a very ironic, sarcastic way all the achievements of modernism, the sense of like science can solve everything, machines can solve everything, and he really kind of really attacks that in a really witty way. But he wasn't a believer in Christianity at that time. But he wrote the plays, or the collection of poems called The Wasteland, The Hollow Men. They're very powerful ones that many other writers in the modern time would they would be sort of referring back to T.S. Eliot as someone who was a master of kind of just deconstructing sort of these ways of thinking that we had before, and different traditions and different things like that. And you can use that in a negative sort of way. But what he was doing is he was, again, just attacking sort of the meaninglessness of what society had become. The sense of being hollow men, like just we're shells, but we're really just dead on the inside, kind of like a zombie kind of thing. So he wrote those, and then he actually had a conversion to Christianity. He became an Anglican, and he, in some of his later works, he uses the same skill that he has, but he's sort of pointing us towards the reality that there is that which is true, good, and beautiful in this world. So he's someone that you can see sort of T.S. Eliot early and T.S. Eliot later. This is from 1934. This is from his play, The Rock. And this is just a short little part here that reminds us about this interplay between the church and the world, and how the human heart is in the middle, in sort of the St. Ignatius would talk about like the army of light, the army of darkness, and the human heart is right in the middle of this battle over our heart. So this is from The Rock by T.S. Eliot. There shall always be the church and the world, and the heart of man, shivering and fluttering between them, choosing and chosen, valiant, ignoble, dark, and full of light, swinging between hell gate and heaven gate. And the gates of hell shall not prevail. Darkness now, then light. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.